The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
Well, no matter your experience level as a quarterback, you throw an interception on that first drive, maybe a little shaken up. Nice response there to get their first down.
I think you make an excellent point. I don't care who you are. You throw an interception, it's going to get to you a little bit. But the ones that we've seen that are the best, you never notice it. They don't come to the bench, throw their helmets. They don't do any of that. They just go back out the next drive and act like it never happened. And that's what we're seeing here.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Out of the shotgun, it's Love. And that's going to be incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Here's Love. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
They've given him some different looks here defensively in the early going. He's only hit 2 of his first 5 passes. With a big 3rd down coming up, he's hoping he's got a play dialed up that can take advantage of whatever the defense throws at him.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Again, it's Love. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. And this is good. It was running out of gas there at the end, but he winds up getting just enough on it. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They'll run with Walker to begin the drive. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Sometimes I think these defensive tackles get a little bit of a bum rap. We just see them as big guys that eat up blockers for others to make tackles. Oftentimes, they're quicker than they get credit for. And this time, he uses quickness to make a play.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he's taken down here by the Saints.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter, because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
Let's go now.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Buying time to his left. The ball comes out, but this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same. He's thankful right now for that sideline because it could have been a fumble loss, instead just a fumble, though they will have to punt it down.
You're right about that, but do you think there's ever been a player happier to see his own punter go on the field than him?
No.
I mean, not at all, right? How fortunate is he that they got a chance to punt it away, and it's not just a turnover at the spot.
A nice run back there off the good punt. It's a 16-yard return.
And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them want it to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Ball on the 40 now. Here's second down and 8. They run again with Dowdle. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
That burst good for 20 and a first down.
Well, when you're a road team in the playoffs, when you're a wild card, what's the one thing you need to be able to do to stay in football games? Run the football. And that's an excellent job right there of identifying where to go and picking up good yardage.
A first down carry now for Miller. Room here to run. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. That one 28 yards on the ground.
Now that's a big-time run. Lightning in a bottle, forget it. He exploded out of the bottle for that type of a pickup.
From down at the 12, it's first and 10.
Play action this time with Love. Touchdown, Saints. Quez Watkins, a 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Saints have taken the lead. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And the lead is now 10-7.
After the touchdown, here's Groupie to kick this one away. And no return here for White. It'll be a touchback.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help them.
And all the way in, touchdown Seattle.
Ken Walker
With his second touchdown in this opening quarter.
And the Seahawks have regained the lead.
And a pair of rushing touchdowns now for him in the first quarter.
And I'm liking what I'm seeing from his big guys up front, because they're winning the leverage game. How many times we talk about low man wins, right? Move the defensive front aside, create those gaps and holes. He's found his way through them for 2 touchdowns.
And after both of those touchdowns, he went right up to that O-line and hit each of them on the helmet. He recognized it.
That's a smart man. You know what else he should do? If this continues, take them all to dinner.
And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills. And
he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown.
Nicole Hardman,
70 yards.
And the Saints are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. A point after, good by Groupie.
And it's now 17-14.
After the touchdown, here's Groupie to kick this one away. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around.
Line of scrimmage, the 24. This is 2nd and 6. We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports. 2nd quarter now from Seattle, and it is the Seahawks with the football here as they are looking at a 2nd down and 6 coming up. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
And he is going to have a Seahawks 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Walker now on 1st and 10. And some good acceleration there as he's across midfield to the 48-yard line. 76 yards rushing for him in this first half as he has certainly carried over his regular season success into the playoffs.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. Flush to his right. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. No one there to help out downfield, but no problem. Scrambling for 22 and a 1st.
Let's go now.
Up the middle they run. It's Walker fighting through, and he's got space. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Kenneth Walker on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns.
And the Seahawks have yet again retaken the lead.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And that will make this a 4-point game. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock.
And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense.
Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Again, it's Miller. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. They'll say no gain on the play there. Now it'll be 3rd down.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 12 yards there, good for a Saints 1st down.
And when you have success throwing the football, the old cliche becomes true. The playbook opens up wide, and these screen passes, they become even more difficult to stop.
Here we go, set. Let's lead 19. Go.
Love, they go play action now. He finds his man, complete. That's Watkins. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. To throw now. Here's Love. Pitch and catch to Moreau, the tight end. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that'll bring up second down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Two minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs. A reminder, as we did all through the regular season, we'll check in with Jonathan Coachman at halftime. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half of play. From the 28, it's 2nd and 5. Love looking to throw it. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts.
So as they talk it over, we step aside.
Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. They will throw again here with Jordan Love. Flushed out right. 8 yards that time, able to take off, and the result is a first down.
How many times do we hear that 3rd down may be the most important down in football, and there's no better example than what we just saw right there. Forced to scramble, knows where the first down marker is, dives for it, and gets it. What a big-time play, putting his body on the line to pick up a key first down.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Man open left side, it's Williams. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. 18 yards there, and it'll be a 1st and goal.
Dowdle. Oh, he's going absolutely nowhere as he is hit behind the line.
Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. He'll buy some time right. All in all, no gain on the play, and it'll bring up 3rd. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. And his kick is good. And that will do it for this first half. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. Welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. One of these 2 teams about to play their final half of the season as we're back at it in this NFC Wildcard bout. And no return forthcoming. It'll be a touchback. And the 3rd quarter will start from the 30. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
And they're in the position they expected to be in. They've got the lead, home crowd behind them, and they're looking toward making that next step in these playoffs.
And I think a key for them is to put together some good, long, extended drives. Work the run in a little more with that big offensive line. I'm not saying get away from throwing the football. That's still working. But if they run it more effectively, they may get even bigger plays in the passing game.
That's complete to White. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. A gain there of 21 yards. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Straight ahead, Walker. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it, and it's 2nd down.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
That's caught left side by Judy.
And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 32-yard line. Just his 2nd catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
Ready? Stop ball 18. 79 Broncos. Go.
Out of the gun, Walker with it.
And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line.
119 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
And in a situation like this, you're in the 2nd half with the lead, trying to get to the division round. They're going to let him do his thing on the ground, and that's a great run there to pick up a 1st down.
Back to Walker on 1st down.
And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18.
Brian Brzee, the man to bring him down.
What an advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
This a 2nd and 8.
Trap 60. Trap 60. Let's go. 19 Lions. 60 Maverick. 60 Maverick.
The tight end in motion right. Here's 2nd and 8. And he's wrapped up. Taken down. Back at the 25.
Brian Brzee busting through to get him for a loss of 6.
And they visited the end zone frequently in this one, and obviously they wanted another one. But give credit to the defense there. They may not make the comeback, but pride showed. Good sack on that play.
And complete to Smith and Jigba.
And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. They'll get 11, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
Set. Set go.
Looking to throw. Ward. They get 6 yards going for it on 4th, and now it's 1st and goal.
As we both know, there was a lot that went into why they made him their 1st-round pick this year. And part of it was what they saw in college, his playmaking ability when things break down. As soon as he saw he wasn't getting a lane to throw, he pivoted and found an alternate way to the marker.
60 Bobcat. 60 Bobcat. Ready?
Here's Walker.
And a little bit of space there. Takes it inside the 5 to the 3. A pickup of 4 on 1st down. It'll be 2nd and goal.
That's good power football on 1st and goal. A lot of teams will throw from there, but that's a nice job to chew up a few more yards and get yourself closer to the goal line.
Walker. He is going nowhere in a hurry as he is going to lose yardage here in a big way.
That 2nd down play nets a -4.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
This is a big play in this wild card matchup, facing 3rd and goal.
Here we go. Here we go. Get up.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. This is caught. Touchdown.
Jerry Jeudy.
A 7-yard touchdown grab.
And the Seahawks take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
first connects on the PAT, and the lead is up to 8. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock.
And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Throwing. Love. He's able to find Miller. And he gets all the way down to the 30-yard line. A big change in field position there. That's 40 yards on the catch and run.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
Let's go now.
Play fake. Here's Love.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Julian Love picks it.
And the Seahawks are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line.
I think that interception happened for two reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. One quarter remains in this NFC Wildcard matchup. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. The 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards. The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Back to throw. Ward. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick.
Inside the 10.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. All right, now a big 2-point conversion attempt still to come. Following the interception, Love. That's caught at the 1. And he will get into the end zone for 2. And this game now tied here in the 4th.
Both these teams fighting for their playoff lives. All tied 4th quarter as the kick is away here. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And it's all on the line now, all even in this wild card matchup. Maybe their most important drive of the season coming up right now here, 1st and 10. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
They suspected that it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on 1st down.
Let's go.
Now Ward operating from the gun.
This one goes underneath to Walker.
And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And that's the reason why. What we just saw, shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play. One-on-one matchup if someone's trying to cover them, but they also like those one-on-ones downfield after the catch when they're running with the ball.
And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack.
Brian Brzee picks up his second sack of the afternoon.
Well, you don't usually get a sack from a nose tackle spot, but we got one there.
No, we don't, and a lot of the times in passing situations, they end up off the field anyway. So how happy was he to work his way back to the quarterback and put him on the ground? He's going to end up with a nickname after something like that, some Big Jelly or something like that.
Ward now. From the gun, he'll throw.
Over the middle, finding Smith and Jigba.
It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to third down.
That's a good bounce-back play right there after taking a sack on first down. Didn't quite get it to the marker, but now they're in a much better spot for a third and short yardage call. If you're the offensive coordinator, you like looking at that section a heck of a lot better than trying to figure out third and long.
On third and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. First and 10. A quick throw caught out wide by Judy.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
So from inside the 20, here's first and 10 at the 18. Up the middle, here's Walker.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
Getting down to the good stuff, all tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They face a second down, but they are in field goal range.
Here comes second down.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw.
Open man, he completes it to Judy.
And he is in for the Seattle touchdown.
Jerry Judy.
His second touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Seahawks have broken this deadlock and have taken the lead here in the fourth.
They do tack on the extra point as well, and they will take a 7-point lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. This is first and 10. Love.
He finds his man, complete. That's Watkins.
And he'll be touched down in the end, but a big play on that one. Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's first and 10 now. Here's Love.
And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
And let's face it, this defense has had its share of struggles all game long, and they know that they can put it all behind them if they defend well here in the 2-minute drill. Excellent coverage right there to force the incompletion.
They run here with Dowdle.
Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on third down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
No tougher place to be in a spot like this than Seattle. Here's third down.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
With that incompletion, reality is staring them right in the face. This entire game is down to the next snap.
Well, the defense circling now. 4th down and 7. Now Love.
And that is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and as a result, their playoff run may end right here.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
And checking the timeouts, they do have 2 defensively, but no real need to use them as they're not going to be able to stop the clock after that.
So with your team leading in the 4th quarter, you know you've got to run the football. They know you've got to run the football. Sometimes that means there's nowhere to run the football.
And he's got Smith and Jigba.
And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. Now the Saints will use their 3rd and final timeout as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game.
5 points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on 1st down.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college, and how about in the NFL? The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee, and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
They said beginning of the season they wanted to get past the wild card round. Well, they just got past the wild card round.
How about that, being able to put the big check marks up in the locker room, right? Get to the wild card game. Check. Got that done. Win a wild card game. Big check. Now you've got to go ahead and set your sights higher. There is a bigger prize out there, and they still have an opportunity.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Seahawks here as we say so long from Seattle.